is enough said.
Happy Wednesday, Heat Nation, hump day. Yo, boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Guys, before we get started, you know what I'm going to ask, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, because we are currently pushing to 6,000 subscribers. Now, together, let's go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Now, I posted 2 videos yesterday, you guys. If you haven't seen it, when you're done with this episode, go check it out. First episode I talked about was Kevin Durant. Then I was able to do an episode with my boy Amir from Team to Beat Miami Heat. We basically did like an outlook of the whole 2025 season. It was a lot of fun. Thanks again, Amir. We'll have you on really soon. Before I get to the topics today, you guys, as you guys know, I usually want to give a shout out on the comments from the videos before, just to kind of give you guys a little bit more involvement. There was a lot of great comments in the videos yesterday, but I usually just pick one, so I love all of you. Now, I'll say this, Tony Zagalis 1539 comments yesterday from the Kevin Durant video. A starting lineup of Kevin Durant, Bam Adebayo, Khalil Ware, Tyler Hero, and Davion Mitchell, and with Nico and Pallel Larson coming off the bench, OMG, I can taste the Boston salty tears now. End quote. Tony, amazing comment, my guy. Tony's usually on the comments supporting the channel. I appreciate you. I got a lot of people on this channel that support the channel consistently. You guys are the real MVP, and you're the reason why that I'm able to do this. So again, guys, thank you so much. Now, as we know, guys, today, it's a big day. The Miami Heat take on the Chicago Bulls in the first play-in tournament tonight. The winner of this game will advance to play Atlanta Hawks for the 8th seed, because the Hawks lost to Orlando yesterday. So Atlanta's waiting to see who wins this game. Now, chances are the Miami Heat are going to drop this one to Chicago, because the loser of this game between Miami and Chicago, they're out. So Chicago's 3-0 against the Miami Heat this season, and we're playing at Chicago. Last time we played against Chicago was a couple weeks ago, where they beat the crap out of us. So it's going to be a difficult challenge. Now, like I said yesterday on the episode with Amir, I'd love for the Miami Heat to win. You know, I'm a Heat fan. You see the background, you guys. I love this Miami Heat team. And if we have a shot to go for it, I say take it. But there is a silver lining if we lose tonight. As you all know, if the Miami Heat lose, they will receive their 2025 draft pick, which will be in the lottery. So they will have a shot at getting the number 1 pick. Very low shot, but there's still a shot. The Miami Heat, if they fall out and lose tonight, will probably pick anywhere between 10 to 12. So once we find out if the Heat are going to get that type of pick, we'll talk about that. But right now, we need to focus on today. Let's not focus on the past. Let's not focus on the future. Let's focus on today. The Miami Heat, if they win tonight, keep their season alive. But what I want to talk about today is the other draft pick that we're going to have, the Golden State Warriors draft pick. Because yesterday, unfortunately, the Golden State Warriors defeat the Memphis Grizzlies. Stupid play by Memphis, though. Down by 3 points with 5 seconds left with a shot to tie the game, and they get a 5-second inbound call, so they turn the ball over to Golden State, and Golden State wins that game. You have an incredible game by both Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, 40 minutes of play, 38 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Jimmy was not going to let this team lose. You also get 37 points from Steph Curry, 8 rebounds. Now, a lot of people are going to say and see this Jimmy Butler performance, wow, it was a shame for the Miami Heat to trade him. Guys, Jimmy was going to get traded regardless. Jimmy was having lackluster performances during the regular season and being overpaid as a max player. He wanted an extension. And Pat Riley said, show me that you deserve the extention. Play more in the regular season, be that leader, get us out of the play-in like we've been the last couple of years. And if you're able to do that, we'll talk about the extension. Nope, Jimmy didn't want to hear that. Jimmy wanted to get paid for the performances that he made in the past. So You could look at it both ways. You can look at it from Jimmy Butler's perspective and think, man, he took this Heat to 2 NBA Finals run, pay him. Or you can look at it from a team's perspective and you can think, if you give a 35-year-old a maximum contract for 2 more years, you're going to pay him until his 38th birthday, which is the same mistake you made with Kyle Lowry. So I get both perspectives. Was it right to trade Jimmy? Yes, because now you're going to have flexibility moving forward this season. The writing was on the wall. Jimmy, Bam, and Tyler could never have a healthy season together, which is funny because if Jimmy just stayed and performed, all 3 guys would have been healthy, and we could have seen what this team could have done. And with the emergence of Kel'el Ware, this team would have been great. I think this team could have competed with New York, Cleveland, and Boston with Jimmy Butler still on this team. But I digress. It is what it is. We just need to move forward. I wish nothing but the best for Jimmy Butler. Let's see what they do on this run. It is what it is. But I will say this. Now that Golden State has won, we know where we are with this draft pick. The Golden State Warriors will end up with the 7th seed in the Western Conference. So what that means, we're going to find this out next week. Golden State has, with their record, they can fall anywhere from the 18th to the 20th pick. So we know that that first round draft pick will either be the 18th, the 19th, or the 20th pick at worst. The last time we had an 18th pick was in 2023, where we drafted Jaime Jaquez Jr. Now, for those people that are saying with the sophomore struggles that he was a bust, I won't say that. He had a breakout rookie campaign. He wasn't given as much opportunities this season. I think he can still flourish. I think he can still be a quality role player, even a great starter in the NBA. So I still have faith in Jaime Jaquez. But now that we know where we're drafting, I want to talk about a couple of players that are being taken on this spot. Because when you're drafting 18th to 20th, you're looking at 2 different things. You're looking at either the best player available, or you're looking at a player to fit a position that you need. In my opinion, the Miami Heat need to look at one position in this draft, especially if they just have one draft pick, and that is getting a point guard. Right now, we have Davion Mitchell, Drew Smith, and god-awful Terry Rozier as our point guards. Next season, Davion Mitchell and Drew Smith are going to be a great 1-2 punch. Now, if we continue to start Davion Mitchell and bring Drew Smith off the bench, that could work. For a lot of people that are saying that Davion Mitchell is better coming off the bench, I understand that because the way the current roster is structured. But next season, we'll most likely have Drew Smith back. And we saw what Drew Smith did defensively. Before he ruptured his Achilles, this dude was one of the best defenders on the Miami Heat court. He was statistically top 3 in a lot of defensive categories on this team. So you bring that guy back, you bring back Davion Mitchell. But if you have an opportunity to draft a point guard, your point guard for the future, that's something you look at. Because even though Drew Smith is a point guard, he can play combo guard as well. He can play multiple positions. And now you're going to have flexibility in the point guard position. So in case somebody gets hurt, now you're going to have flexibility. But there's a few other players that are being drafted around this spot that I want to talk about. And today I want to talk about 3 players for you guys. I want to talk about Liam McNeely. I want to talk about Nolan Traore from France. And I also want to talk about Nick Clifford. These are the 3 guys that right now on Bleacher Report's mock draft are being taken 18th, 19th, and 20th, which are the picks the Heat are going to have. Now, the first player I want to talk about is the point guard, Nolan Traore from France. Now, I did an episode on him a few months ago, but I want to re-talk about him because now that the college season is over, we can go over his stats. Played 2 years in France, had a pretty good first year, but his second season this year is where he broke out. Played 25 games, averaged 10.6 points a game, 5.1 assists. He shot 36% from the field, 27% from the three-point line. So he wasn't really the greatest prospect. He's not somebody you look at as like, oh my God, he's going to be the next superstar. But he only played 22 minutes a game at 10 and a half points, 5 assists a game. He is a pass-first, floor general type of point guard. And this is what Bleacher Report had to say about him. They compared him to Lonzo Ball. He's 6'4", 184 pounds. And Bleacher Report says there will be teams that have no room of interest in ball-dominant point guard who doesn't shoot first or finish well. And there will be teams intrigued by an advanced playmaker and starting point guard at 18 years old in France. Teams will bank on Nolan Traore's ability to run offense and pick and rolls and bring speed, passing, and some pressure. It's too early to write off the shot making, but buying him will ultimately mean valuing his ability to attack and get his teammates open shots, end quote. Davion Mitchell and Drew Smith are defensive-minded point guards. Even though Davion Mitchell is a great facilitator, in my opinion, he's not really that type of point guard. He's a defensive specialist. You bring a guy like Nolan Traore. He can score in the paint, and the major thing is that he's great on pick and rolls and finding the open man. He is a pass-first point guard. Imagine the pick and roll with Bam Adebayo. And now this will give Tyler Hero more free space to develop his game. I think Nolan Traore is a great quality picking at this pick. The next one I'm going to talk about, Liam McNeely from the UConn Huskies. He's a 6'7", 200-pound, small forward, power forward, shooting guard type of player. He can play multiple positions. This guy, this past year with the Huskies, he played 27 games, 32.2 minutes a game he averaged, 14.5 points, 32% from the three-point line, 38% from the field. This is what Bleacher Report said about him. They compared him to Keegan Murray. Regardless of Liam McNeely's NCAA tournament performance, which wasn't that great, NBA teams have a clear picture of what he offers and what he doesn't. His spot-up shooting, off-screen scoring, and transition finishing should translate first and get the most use. He should eventually provide some ball screen handling with the ability to attack downhill and make passing reads. The athletic and defensive limitations just make it difficult to envision star caliber upside. He'll need to grow his pull-up game to pose more of a threat offensively. A 43.9 two-point percentage is relatively concerning if we're talking about a lottery pick, end quote. This is a guy that you draft if Nolan Traore is off the board and if you trade Duncan Robinson, because he can be another Duncan Robinson type of player. But Duncan is coming into the final year of his contract, and I think the Miami Heat are going to move on from Duncan Robinson after this season. They may trade him in the offseason, being that his contract is expiring and it's not fully guaranteed. So I think Liam McNeely can be a good prospect to pick. He's not known for his defense, but he can fill that Duncan Robinson type of spot. And then the final player I want to talk about, you guys, is Nick Clifford from the Colorado State Rams. He's a 4-year college player, which is something the Miami Heat love. He plays multiple positions. The guy plays like small forward, power forward, so it's a combo position. He's compared to Cody Martin, and this is what Bleacher Report had to say about him. Nick Clifford's 21.7 rebound and 6 assists weren't enough to hold off Maryland, but his overall production and development from a year ago definitely won more NBA scouts. He had come off as a prospect to watch this season based on his ability to play a Swiss Army knife role by finishing plays, passing, defending different spots, and making enough open threes. But he quickly turned into a top option skill player who can get his own shot or serve as the offensive playmakers, end quote. I know he was compared to Cody Martin, but I'm going to compare this guy to Caleb Martin. He's got the same body frame. He's got a similar type of spot. We lost Caleb Martin last year, so Nick Clifford can actually fill that Swiss Army knife role, especially if you possibly trade Andrew Wiggins and multiple player to get a superstar quality player like a Kevin Durant. Now you can get a Nick Clifford who can come off your bench as the Swiss Army knife type of player. I even think Pellel Larson can fit that role. So when I look at these three guys, the first player that I'm looking at is Nolan Traore. I think Nolan Traore at that spot would be the best option for the Heat. Nick Clifford would be the second option because he can play both ends of the court and he can play the Swiss Army knife role. You draft Liam McNeely if you get rid of Duncan Robinson. So in my opinion, you guys, these are three players that I'm looking at with the 18th, 19th, and 20th spot. Now, there are players that can fall off. You know, some people that are around that area. You have Ben Sarif. You also have Carter Bryant. You even have Igor Demon, a point guard from BYU. So there's going to be a lot of options. There's many other point guard options. You have Jeremiah Fears. You have I can't pronounce his name, Kasparis Jakusinilis. Can't pronounce that. Jace Richardson is another option. So there's going to be a lot of options that are coming up. But with the 18th, 19th, 20th spot, I wanted to talk about these three players because they were averagely going around that spot. So Heat Nation, I want to hear from you. Do you know any of these three players? Who would you like the most? Who do you think fits this team the best? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe because we're pushing to 6,000 subscribers. And tonight, I'm predicting a Miami Heat victory, but if we lose, it's all right as well. Thank you guys so much.